Ever caught someone's gaze across a crowded room and felt like they could see right through you? Like they already knew your story before you even opened your mouth? That's the thing about Sigma females, they've got this uncanny ability to read people like their favorite books. They notice things most people miss, picking up on subtle cues that tell them exactly who you are and what makes you tick. And the wild part, they don't need to hear a single word from you to do it. Let's dive into the fascinating world of Sigma females and discover just what they're picking up about you when you think you're giving nothing away. The hidden language of your body posture. Think about the last time you walked into an important meeting or a social gathering. Without realizing it, your body was telling a story that Sigma females can read like tomorrow's headlines. They notice how you carry yourself, and trust me, it's saying way more than you think. When you're standing tall with your shoulders back, it's not just good posture, it's broadcasting your confidence levels to everyone in the room. But here's where it gets interesting. Sigma females pick up on the subtle shifts in your stance when different people enter your space. Let's break it down even further. The way you position your feet when talking to someone, that's showing them exactly where you'd rather be. If your feet are pointed towards the exit, you're subconsciously planning your escape. If they're firmly planted and facing the person you're engaging with, you're all in on that conversation. Sigma females notice these tiny details that most people overlook. But it's not just about the obvious stuff. They're tuning into the micro movements that even you might not be aware of. The slight tilt of your head when someone's speaking, the way your shoulders tense up when certain topics come up, or how your stance changes when you're feeling defensive. It's all part of the story you're telling without words. These instinctive reactions are like timestamps of your past experiences, current comfort levels, and future intentions. What's particularly fascinating is how your posture changes throughout different social situations. In a professional setting, you might unconsciously mirror the posture of those in authority, a detail that Sigma females immediately clock as a sign of your adaptability and social awareness. Or perhaps you maintain your unique posture regardless of the setting, telling them about your level of self-assurance and authenticity. Your style speaks volumes, even if you think it doesn't. When it comes to personal style, Sigma females aren't just checking out your fashion choices, they're reading between the seams, so to speak. Your outfit is like a personal billboard advertising your life priorities, self-image, and even your current life phase. Those well-worn but high-quality basics. They're telling a story about someone who values substance over flash. That bold statement piece you're wearing, it's broadcasting your comfort with attention and your desire to stand out. The real insights come from how you wear your clothes, not just what you're wearing. Are you constantly adjusting your outfit? That fidgeting might reveal underlying insecurities or a perfectionist streak. Do you wear clothes that actually fit your current body? Or are you holding onto a past or aspirational size? These choices reveal volumes about your self-acceptance and relationship with change. Let's talk about the details that really catch a Sigma female's eye. The condition of your shoes, the way you maintain your accessories, whether your clothes are perfectly pressed or comfortably lived in, these aren't just random choices. They're telling her about your attention to detail, your daily routines, and how you balance practicality with presentation. But it goes even deeper than that. The colors you choose to wear aren't just about fashion, they're often subconscious signals about your mood and energy levels. Bright colors on a gloomy day might indicate an optimistic nature or a need to boost your own mood. Sticking to neutrals could show a preference for stability and consistency. Sigma females pick up on these subtle color choices and what they reveal about your emotional state. Your accessories tell their own story too. That watch you wear, it's not just keeping time, it's indicating your relationship with punctuality and tradition. The jewelry you choose or choose not to wear speaks volumes about your values and how you view self-expression. Even the way you carry your bag clutched close to your body or swung casually at your side reveals something about your trust levels and relationship with material possessions. The truth behind your eyes. They say the eyes are windows to the soul, but for Sigma females, they're more like a high-definition live stream of your inner world. The way your eyes move tells a story that's impossible to fake, even if you're trying your hardest to maintain a poker face. It's not just about making eye contact, though, that alone speaks volumes. It's about the entire dance your eyes perform in any given situation. Consider the first few seconds when you enter a new environment. Do your eyes immediately seek out familiar faces, or do they dart around the room scanning for exits? A Sigma female notices these instinctive eye movements because they reveal your primary concerns. Those who immediately look for the most influential person in the room often have strong social awareness or ambition. Meanwhile, people who first check for exits might have a security-minded nature or carry some anxiety about new situations. The depth of information in your gaze goes even further. The way your pupils dilate when certain topics come up, the micro-expressions that flash across your eyes during conversations, even the frequency of your blinking It's all part of an intricate communication system that most people aren't even aware they're participating in. Sigma females have learned to read these signals like a sophisticated code. But perhaps most telling is how your eyes behave during emotional moments. When you're telling a story, do your eyes light up with genuine enthusiasm, or is there a disconnect between your words and your gaze? The authenticity of your emotional expression shows clearly through your eyes, and Sigma females are particularly attuned to these subtle discrepancies. Your hands never lie. Your hands are like truth tellers that never learn to keep a secret. Every gesture, every fidget, every unconscious movement is part of an elaborate sign language that Sigma females have become fluent in reading. The way you use your hands reveals not just your current emotional state, but also deeper aspects of your personality and how you process information. Think about how you naturally gesture when you're excited about something. Are your movements broad and expansive, taking up space and drawing attention? Or are they small and controlled, staying close to your body? These patterns tell Sigma females about your comfort with being the center of attention and your natural expressiveness. The real revelations come from watching how your hands behave when you're not actively using them. Do they find their way to your pockets? Cross in front of your body? Rest comfortably at your sides? Each default position is like a chapter in your story. People who habitually cross their arms might be protecting themselves emotionally, while those who keep their hands visible and open often approach life with more trust and openness. Even the way you handle objects tells a story. Some people fidget constantly with whatever's nearby: their phone, jewelry, a pen, often indicating an active mind or nervous energy. Others maintain a still, controlled presence, suggesting a more centered, focused nature. Sigma females notice these patterns and understand what they reveal about your internal state, the space you create around yourself. Personal space isn't just about physical comfort, it's a sophisticated communication system that Sigma females have learned to decode. The invisible bubble you maintain around yourself, how you react when others enter it, and the way you navigate shared spaces all reveal deeply ingrained patterns about your social comfort and personal boundaries. Watch how people position themselves in an elevator, and you'll start to see what Sigma females notice all the time. Some people naturally gravitate toward corners, seeking maximum personal space. Others stand confidently in the center, comfortable with closer proximity to strangers. These choices aren't random, they're deeply rooted in personality, cultural background, and life experiences. The fascinating part is how your space preferences change depending on the social context. You might maintain a larger personal bubble in professional settings, but allow closer proximity in social situations. Or perhaps you're someone who keeps consistent boundaries regardless of the environment. These patterns tell Sigma females about your adaptability and social flexibility. Even more revealing is how you react when someone breaches your preferred personal space. Do you subtly step back to restore your comfort zone? Lean in to show engagement? Or perhaps you stand your ground but show discomfort through other nonverbal cues. These reactions provide insight into your assertiveness levels and boundary-setting capabilities. Your relationship with time. Time management isn't just about being punctual or running late, it's a window into your entire worldview, and Sigma females know exactly how to peek through it. The way you handle time reveals your respect for others, your self-discipline, and even your cultural background. But it goes way beyond just showing up on schedule. Consider how you behave when you're waiting. Are you constantly checking your phone, suggesting impatience or a need to stay productive? Do you people watch contentedly, showing comfort with unstructured time? Or perhaps you use waiting periods to catch up on work, indicating a drive for efficiency. These patterns tell Sigma females about your ability to be present and your relationship with productivity. The pace at which you naturally move through life is equally telling. Some people rush from task to task, treating time like a scarce resource that's constantly slipping away. Others move more deliberately, suggesting a different philosophy about time and priorities. Sigma females notice these rhythms and understand what they reveal about your stress levels and life balance. What's particularly fascinating is how your time patterns shift under pressure. Do you speed up when stressed, trying to outrun anxiety? Or do you slow down, becoming more methodical when the stakes are high? These adaptations reveal your coping mechanisms and how you handle pressure. The company you keep. Your social circle is like a mirror reflecting your values, aspirations, and emotional needs, and Sigma females are experts at reading these reflections. It's not just about who you hang out with, it's about the complex web of interactions that makes up your social ecosystem. The way you position yourself within your friend group, the types of personalities you're drawn to, and even the people you subtly avoid, it all paints a vivid picture of your social identity. Think about how you behave in group settings. Are you the one naturally drawing people together, creating connections and facilitating conversations? Or do you tend to form deeper one-on-one bonds while keeping the broader group at a comfortable distance? Sigma females notice these patterns because they reveal your social strategy and emotional preferences. The diversity of your social circle tells its own story. Some people surround themselves with others who share their interests and viewpoints, creating a comfortable echo chamber. Others actively seek out different perspectives and backgrounds, showing a desire for growth and learning. The composition of your social network reveals your openness to new experiences and your comfort with challenging viewpoints. But perhaps most telling is how others respond to your presence. Do conversations naturally flow toward you, or do you have to work to be included? Does the energy in a room shift when you enter? These subtle dynamics tell Sigma females about your social capital and the authentic nature of your relationships. They notice whether you're someone who adds energy to a group or tends to absorb it from others. Your digital presence in the real world. In today's interconnected world, how you handle your relationship with technology speaks volumes about your personality and priorities. Sigma females pay careful attention to these digital behaviors because they've become such a crucial part of our social language. The way you interact with your devices in social settings reveals your boundaries, attention patterns, and even your security concerns. Watch someone during a lull in conversation, and you'll see what Sigma females are always noticing. Some people immediately reach for their phones, using them as a social shield or comfort object. Others remain present and engaged with their environment, showing comfort with quiet moments and less dependence on digital stimulation. These choices reveal deeper patterns about social confidence and attention span. The position of your phone when you're in company is particularly telling. Keeping it face down shows respect for the present company and possibly a desire for privacy. Face up suggests openness, but maybe also a need to stay connected. Some people place their phones just out of reach, creating a physical boundary between themselves and digital distractions. These small choices speak volumes about your priorities and social awareness. Even the apps visible on your home screen tell a story. Are they primarily productivity tools, suggesting a focus on efficiency and work? Social media apps indicating a need for connection? Or perhaps gaming apps, revealing how you prefer to decompress? Sigma females notice these details because they provide insight into your daily habits and what you value most. The energy you bring into a room. Energy isn't just some new age concept, it's a very real phenomenon that Sigma females have learned to read like a barometer. The moment you walk into a room, you're broadcasting on an emotional frequency that affects everyone around you. Some people enter a space and immediately lift the energy, their presence acting like a social catalyst. Others have a calming effect, bringing a sense of peace and groundedness to any gathering. What's fascinating is how your energy signature changes in different contexts. You might be a powerhouse in professional settings but prefer to blend into the background socially. Or perhaps you're someone whose energy remains consistent regardless of the environment, suggesting a strong sense of self and authentic presence. These patterns tell Sigma females about your adaptability and emotional range. The way your energy interacts with others is equally revealing. Some people naturally harmonize with the existing vibe of a room, while others create contrast either intentionally or unconsciously. Sigma females notice these dynamics because they show how you navigate social environments and impact group dynamics. But it's not just about the energy you project, it's also about how you handle the energy of others. Do you absorb the emotions around you like a sponge, or do you maintain your own emotional equilibrium regardless of the environment? These patterns reveal your emotional boundaries and sensitivity levels, but your reaction to silence. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise and activity, how you handle silence becomes incredibly revealing. Sigma females pay special attention to these quiet moments because they often show what's happening beneath your social mask. The way you respond to silence, whether you rush to fill it or sink comfortably into it, tells a story about your inner world and social confidence. Some people treat silence like an unwelcome guest, quickly filling it with words, movement, or nervous energy. This response might indicate discomfort with their own thoughts or a need for constant external validation. Others embrace silence as a natural part of human interaction, showing comfort with their own company and thoughts. These different approaches reveal much about your self-relationship and emotional security. What's particularly interesting is how your tolerance for silence changes in different contexts. Professional silence might feel different from social silence, and intimate silence carries its own unique weight. Sigma females notice these nuances because they show your emotional flexibility and social awareness. The quality of silence you create is equally telling. Some people's silence feels peaceful and inviting, while others create tension with their quiet. These differences reveal your emotional state and how comfortable you are in your own skin. The authenticity factor. Perhaps the most crucial element that Sigma females tune into is the degree of alignment between your external presentation and your authentic self. This isn't about judging whether you're being fake. It's about understanding the complex relationship between who you are and who you're trying to be. Think about how your behavior changes across different social contexts. Do you maintain a consistent self across all situations, or do you shift significantly depending on your audience? While some adaptation is natural and healthy, dramatic changes might indicate a disconnection from your authentic self. The subtle inconsistencies between your different forms of expression often tell the most interesting stories. Maybe your confident words don't quite match your hesitant body language, or perhaps your carefully curated appearance contrasts with your natural way of moving through space. Sigma females notice these discrepancies not to judge, but to understand the full complexity of your character. What's most fascinating is watching how your authentic self emerges in unguarded moments when you laugh spontaneously, react to surprise, or engage with something you're genuinely passionate about. These glimpses of authenticity reveal your true nature and the aspects of yourself you might be working to develop or suppress. Your relationship with authenticity also shows in how you handle vulnerability. Some people maintain rigid control over their self-presentation, while others are comfortable showing their rough edges and imperfections. These choices reveal your level of self-acceptance and emotional maturity. The subtle art of status dynamics. One of the most fascinating aspects that Sigma females pick up on is how you handle status dynamics in social situations. This goes way beyond obvious power plays. It's about the subtle ways you position yourself in relation to others. The fascinating part: most people aren't even aware they're sending these signals. Think about how you enter a room full of people. Do you automatically scan for the highest status individuals? Do you gravitate toward familiar faces, or do you confidently stand alone? These initial moments reveal volumes about your self-perceived status and social confidence. Sigma females notice whether you're someone who seeks validation from higher status individuals or maintains your own sense of worth regardless of who's in the room. The way you handle introductions is particularly telling. Some people habitually name drop or immediately share their credentials, suggesting a need for external validation. Others let their presence speak for itself, indicating a more secure sense of self-worth. Even the subtle ways you position yourself physically in group settings, whether you take up space confidently or try to make yourself smaller, speaks to your comfort with your own status. What's really interesting is how you react when someone challenges your status position. Do you become defensive and try to reassert dominance? Or do you remain unruffled, showing that your sense of self isn't tied to external validation? These reactions tell Sigma females about your emotional maturity and self-security. Your response to unexpected situations. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, and how you handle these unexpected moments reveals core truths about your character. Sigma females pay special attention to your reactions when things don't go according to plan. These unscripted moments often show who you really are beneath the social masks. Watch someone when their coffee order gets mixed up, when they're stuck in unexpected traffic, or when plans suddenly change. These small disruptions are like windows into their true nature. Some people maintain their composure, showing resilience and adaptability. Others might become visibly frustrated, revealing how they handle stress and uncertainty. But it's not just about big reactions to obvious problems. Sigma females notice the micro-responses to tiny inconveniences: the slight tightening around your eyes when someone interrupts you, the way your breathing changes when you're delayed, the subtle shifts in your tone when things don't go your way. These small tells paint a picture of your emotional regulation capabilities and overall resilience. The speed at which you recover from these unexpected situations is equally revealing. Do you quickly bounce back and adapt, or do you carry the frustration with you? These patterns show your emotional processing style and ability to maintain perspective under pressure. The way you process information. Your learning and processing style isn't just relevant in educational settings, it shows up in every interaction you have. Sigma females pay attention to how you take in and respond to new information because it reveals your cognitive patterns and decision-making style. Some people need to verbally process information, thinking out loud and working through ideas in conversation. Others become quiet and contemplative when presented with new information, needing internal time to process. These different approaches reveal your cognitive preferences and how you make sense of the world. What's particularly telling is how you handle information that challenges your existing beliefs. Do you immediately become defensive, or do you show curiosity and openness to new perspectives? Your reaction reveals your intellectual flexibility and emotional security with having your viewpoints challenged. The questions you ask or don't ask are equally revealing. Some people ask probing, thoughtful questions that show genuine curiosity and engagement. Others might ask questions designed to demonstrate their own knowledge rather than learn something new. Sigma females notice these patterns because they indicate your authentic interest in learning versus your need to appear knowledgeable. Final thoughts on the unspoken language. Understanding these unspoken signals isn't about making snap judgments or putting people in boxes. It's about recognizing the rich tapestry of human communication that exists beyond words. Sigma females have developed this skill not to manipulate or judge, but to connect more deeply and authentically with others. The beauty of nonverbal communication is that it's universal yet deeply personal. While certain signals might have common interpretations, each person's unique combination of traits and behaviors tells their own special story. It's like a fingerprint of personality. No two are exactly alike. What makes Sigma females particularly insightful is their ability to read these signals without attachment or judgment. They understand that people are complex, and that sometimes the most interesting aspects of personality lie in the contradictions. The confident executive who fidgets with their wedding ring during meetings. The quiet introvert who commands attention when passionate about a topic. The power of observation in modern connection. In our increasingly digital world, the ability to read and understand these subtle human signals becomes even more valuable. While technology has given us new ways to connect, it's these fundamental aspects of human behavior that continue to drive our deepest connections and understanding. Sigma females remind us that real human connection goes beyond the words we say or the images we project on social media. It's found in the authentic moments of human expression, the unconscious gestures, the natural reactions, the unplanned responses that reveal who we truly are. The next time you find yourself in the presence of a Sigma female, remember that she's not just seeing you, she's appreciating the complex, beautiful tapestry of signals that make you uniquely you. And perhaps by becoming more aware of these signals ourselves, we can all develop deeper, more meaningful connections with those around us. A path forward. Learning from Sigma female insight. The ability to read people isn't a mystical gift, it's a skill that can be developed through conscious attention and genuine interest in understanding others. While Sigma females may have naturally developed this ability, their insights show us what's possible when we pay attention to the full spectrum of human communication. By understanding these unspoken signals, we can all become better communicators, more empathetic friends, and more effective leaders. The key is to approach this knowledge not as a tool for manipulation, but as a way to foster genuine understanding and connection. Remember, every person you meet is constantly telling their story through these subtle signals. Learning to read them isn't about gaining power over others, it's about developing the ability to understand and connect with people on a deeper level. In a world that often feels increasingly disconnected, these skills of observation and understanding become more valuable than ever.